Hello and welcome to the November 2022 Twin Flame Flow. I'll start with dice, move into charms, oracles, tarot. We're going to look at it all. So sit back and relax and let's see what's going on in the collective in November. So that was a 1, 3, 1. Which is lesser air over water. The tranquil lake, peace, calm, leisure, safety to ride with the current. Excuse me. Beauty and peace reign here. The waters are not stirred up by winds, but remain clear and calm. No challenges or tensions are created, and there is time for rest. If you are navigating the waters, they support and move you without argument. Generally, there is little to worry about with this combination. Relax, take a break, and wait for the next change. Use the time to explore and reconcile your emotions. It's true that with no wind in the sails, you may be unable to gain momentum. However, you can rely on the current of the water to keep drawing you on at a relaxed speed. The slight breeze does help you to keep a clear head and breathe easily without disturbing the waters. Lesser air could be seen as failure, meaning that the situation was not changed by clever thinking and instead remained in the more fluid realm of slow-moving water. Comforts and emotions were too strong for purely intelligent appeals to win anyone over. But lesser also represents the less forceful properties of air. Instead of intellectual arguments and long-sighted plans, which could impose themselves over the influence of another element, lesser air concentrates on the communication and conversation that carries on the breeze. It gives pleasant music and speech without rousing passions. Lakes have sometimes been seen as gateways, particularly to an underworld. When a lake's surface is calm, it is safe to explore. Air has been rejected in this reading, or forced to be gentle, so water's connection and inner communication will be the important aspects. Take the time to appreciate this leisurely pace and safety. Ensure that you are making space in your day for real relaxing, not just time set aside, but having a relaxed mind as well, free of distractions or guilt. Take time to check in with your inner needs, the passions and wants that don't always make themselves known when we're busy. Water is an element strongly linked to health, but also to confusion and illusion. Salt water purifies and cures, while fresh water nourishes us, but down in the darker depths there are still monsters. Exploring those depths regularly is essential. Using the quiet times to really face up to what is challenging us emotionally can be the way to make lasting inner peace. If you're currently needing a break from the fast pace of life, this reading is a blessing. It is time away in a gently bobbing boat on a still lake, with a breeze bringing scents and murmurs from the land around. If you're looking for answers to a personal question, then this lake becomes a gateway, a door to be opened bravely. The contents are not air's ideas or logic. They are deeply felt emotions and the things in life that sustain us. Don't make decisions to ignore those emotions. You will discover that there are treasures hidden deeper that you can only find if you keep looking. Relax and let truths bubble to the surface while your environment is serene. I'll take calm waters in a twin flame relationship any day. Okay, let's see what the charms are doing for November. So we've got the heart. We've got a spring. We've got a coin, Candy cash. 10 cents. So I'm going to read what it says on it just in case any of these words work. So first of all, it's 10-cent play coin. 1968. It says Blue Box Toy Town. Candy cash. Made in Hong Kong. Okay. So we've got this little star medal. Usually that to me, that just looks like a medal, like you've won something, and it's got the rose on it, so it'll be interesting to see. Of course, we're dreaming. We're always dreaming. Oh, look, the pizza slice. Okay. One of my bling hearts. A bird, which can indicate seeing things from above, or it can be communication. Oh, I just heard taking the bull by the horn. Or the horns by the bull. That's funny. Okay. I'll look at the cards in a second. We've got the anchor, so that's good. It's always not like when you've got these like dreamy realms, it's always nice to be anchored a little bit. We've got the star. We've got a seahorse. Chains, when I see chains represent people to me. I've got a lot of different kinds of chains in my charms. These two are very similar to each other. One's looks like it's a little bit bigger, but they look like they're made of the same type of metal. They're both closed. So I always have the chains representing people. These are two single people, or two sovereign people, two people who know themselves and who they are. And then we've got the Queen. I'm sorry, that's the King of Hearts and the Five of Hearts. So that's the King of Cups and the Five of Cups. So the King of Cups kind of keeps his feelings close to his vest. He's very in command of his feelings, but they're there, and he is an emotional king. The Five of Cups is the one where you're lamenting the cups that have overturned and maybe not realizing that there are still cups there. The Spring, I feel, is resilience. It's yeah, there's just a lot of imagery here of sort of knowing what you know and being open to what you don't know. Being very proud of what you've come, feeling, how far you've come, what you've learned, feeling like you're recognized for your strengths, being grounded, knowing yourself, knowing who your person is, knowing, not just knowing, oh, it's Joe, or it's, whatever. It's knowing, feeling like you really know that person, that you understand their character as a person, as somebody that you even want to be attractive to and attracted to. And then we've got like this, I keep getting pizza party for some reason. Is this, I think that's like a pepperoni pizza. Maybe that's, I don't know, maybe that's a little mushroom or something on there. But I guess it could be a tomato too. All right, now it sounds like I'm just hungry. I think this is, introducing an element of fun. I think whenever I get like the mystical type animals, I always think that that's not necessarily the dream realm, but the playful, open-minded realm. We've got a couple hearts here. This one is, is very ornate, but it's, you have to look at it to find that, whereas this heart is very overtly ornate. with its, crystal. So it's kind of like a gilded sort of, not so obvious. So, I mean, again, because we've got two, these could be two different people and the way that they present themselves in public. I think there is communication happening, but it's probably happening in the dream space. I think that there's a real sense of strength coming through. A lot of times too, like I'll see symbols sort of meaning, again, characteristics. Like this could be your person, or you might be in the West. Somebody might be near or work on water. For some strange reason, I got, your person may be an airplane pilot. There's ways that you can look at this. And of course, we've got the mariner here too. So we've got a couple of different things. And of course, it could be a machinist. I like being able to look at the charms in a couple of different ways, but generally I think what we're seeing here is communication, sovereignty of self, a lighter sort of feeling, maybe holding your emotions close to your vest, and maybe not necessarily allowing yourself to see the love that's around you. So let's see what else we get from the charms before we move on to the oracles. Okay, yeah, always, like, learn, sweet, feel. So immediately, again, I'm getting, I always like to learn, so it could be somebody who, you or your person, maybe somebody who works in education or has a thirst for knowledge. But you always sort of feel, you can feel into them. We also got a G. You can feel into them, and it's like, it just makes you feel really good when you feel their energy around you. It's fortifying. Whether they're in your close realm or not, meaning whether they've actually are an intrinsic part of your life on the outskirts of your world that you are trying to draw them closer, or they're literally not anywhere near you, but you do have the ability to tap into their, and that, again, going back to the chains, that could be it as well, that they are so complete that you can sort of target, if you will, their energy and bring it into your world, and it helps you feel very connected to them and very in unison with them, which again can make you feel very proud. It can make you feel strong. It sort of sweet, loving feelings, and it makes them feel tangibly there, even if you are sort of dealing with the energy of loving but not being able to maybe express it. Okay, final charms. Okay, so we've got choose happy, Gemini, Libra, imagine. I'm going to put that over here by the dream catcher. Besties. And we'll put that right in the middle of the chains. 5, so that's a transitional energy. And 4, which is holding things kind of close, or not stagnant necessarily, but just as they are. Okay, so I'm going to move on from here. Let me make sure you can see those. So we've got a little ways to go. So I'm going to go to the oracles next. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull oracles for the masculine energy, the feminine energy, and then the combined energy for the connection. And then we'll see how those each go. So it's going to be a little bit while I get all of these cards out. Okay. For the masculine energy in November, please. Okay, that is a lot, but they all jumped out, and I'm going to keep them. For the feminine energy, please. And for the connection energy. All right. There's some creepy energy. I say creepy just because these cards are a little like Halloween-y, but it's kind of lingering for some reason into the month of November. So let's go ahead and see what that's all about. For the masculine energy, please. For the feminine energy in November. And for the connection energy. Masculine energy. Feminine energy. Whoa. Connection energy. Masculine energy, please. Feminine energy. Feminine energy, please. And the connection energy. Masculine energy. Whoa. Feminine energy. All right, that's too many, but they're all on the floor, so give me a second. Sorry to bump the camera, too. I'm kind of a mess at the moment. Okay, let's see here. Feminine energy. Feminine energy for November. Thank you. Connection energy for November, please. It's funny how sticky these card decks can get when they're trying to pick the right ones for you. Okay. Especially when you go through the trouble of digging out the ones you want to use in that particular reading, because they're calling to you like they want to be used, but then they take a while to present the cards to you. This is the masculine energy for November, please. What energy is supporting the masculine energy this November? And the feminine energy, please. The collective energy, please. Connection energy for November, please. Whoops. Okay. Energy that the masculine is energy. Jeez, that's way too many. Energy the masculine needs to clear in November 2022, please. Energy the masculine needs to clear in November 2022, please. Ah, so much. I want as clear a message as possible. Energy that the masculine needs to clear in November 2022. All right, we're going to have to take the clump. Energy that the feminine energy needs to clear. Let's do it a couple of times like we did for the masculine. Feminine energy clearing in November, please. This is the past life deck. And I think sometimes that energy just gets so, like, jumbled because there's so much energy there. But what we really need is for the energy to be as focused as possible of, like, what lesson. And I'm going to take that one because it flipped up. But it's, It sort of feels like, because it's these decks, like I said, they call to be asked and then they have trouble speaking. So it's almost like there's so many possibilities that it just takes a while to focus on what that lesson is. But past life, you know, that's like such a cumulative energy that it can be really frustrating. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. All right. Well, we finally got those. And so the last ones that I want to do for this question, because this is where we're going to start, is what energy needs to be cleared in each of these sectors. So, I'm going to read the past life and the romance angels together. So what energy does the masculine need to clear? Okay, it's on the floor. Oh gosh, now I'm dumping everything off. Okay, I got it. Okay, next, the feminine energy in November. Energy that the feminine needs to clear, make way for in November 2022. And in the connection space. And then we'll get on with things, I promise. Okay. All right, let's see what happens. Okay. All right, so we were asking, what energy does the masculine need to be concentrating on clearing and taking care of in the month of November 2022? And we're getting wisdom, scribe or writer, food and hunger, and knighthood, as well as new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. To me, this feels like the energy that the masculine needs to clear is being wise enough to make a discernment between this putting up with meager options and taking control of one's life and fighting, for their who they are, what they want, what's best for them and for everybody around them. And I feel like they probably are doing it because they're contemplating new love, or they have identified somebody that has stirred feelings of love from them, and it's put them in this place of wanting to figure that out. They could be writing about it. That may be the way that they work through things. I'm almost seeing somebody doing a pros and cons list. Like, if I stay here or if I go there, like, what are the trade-offs? Really trying to be very methodical about it, and yet wisdom is not necessarily being methodical. Wisdom is knowledge that you've learned along the way that guides you. So the energy that they may need to clear is, yes, making a choice. Do I want to stay where I am and not? And however they get there is probably fine. Maybe this is telling you that if they're kind of somebody who just knows and thinks and feels into it, that's what they're doing. If there's somebody who is more methodical, they're using those tools of pen and paper or, computer, Excel, worksheets and whatever to do their sorting out, should I stay or should I go kind of thing. Choosing what's going to make them happy, imagining a different way to be. Gemini and Libra are both sort of this or that kind of energies. We do see them being very strongly themselves, though. Remember, all the time I took talking about the chains and getting medals. I mean, you're getting medals. They're getting medals too. They are feeling sovereign. They're meeting you in the dream space. They are getting as much from you as you are giving to them. So, and again, I'm talking about this like it's two different people, but the masculine and feminine could just be you integrating parts of your own soul and consciousness, but I'm saying them, meaning that, take it how it resonates, I guess is the way that everybody always says it. But basically the feeling of identifying where you want to go, however it gets you there, and because you've got this new love in mind. Now, that new love could be love that you want to feel for yourself, because again, we had the Five of Cups. It could be just that you feel like you haven't been paying that much attention to yourself, or the masculine energy hasn't. All right, let's see what else we have here. So we've got the silver birch tree, which is birth. Like wood that grows upward by drawing strength from its hidden root, love will advance. Like that. We've got the pine tree, eternal love. The light of love cannot be extinguished from the heart or soul because the light is eternal. The ash tree, influence. It says tree of life. From the innermost center of your psyche, your good influence radiates far, spreading light. These all look sort of fall and winter so far. Here we go again. The holly tree, permanence. A great awakening through enlightenment. Evil is warded off by your devotion to good. Yeah, I mean, we've definitely got new energy in the love sphere. Somebody's exerting their influence and maybe trying to manage this feeling of permanence. And I'm getting, with the permanence I'm getting, the more things change, the more they stay the same. But the more they stay the same, the less they change. So, it's taking control of the situation and deciding which experience you want. Okay, so the next one we have is the underworld. Hand over your known. A shift is near. Take a leap. Your journey is clear. So again, I think we're getting used to the theme here. In the masculine energy, there's a choice from old to new, from a rebirth, a rededication to something, and it's because there's been a opening to love. My heart is open. There's been a trigger in the love realm that is driving this masculine energy to make choices for their happiness. It takes a little effort. I mean, it's not everybody wants to sit down and let's see, what should I do today? Not everybody is comfortable sitting in there alone by themselves thinking things through. But that's the discipline that they're being called to do on behalf of this connection. And again, some of them are sitting and feeling into it, and others are doing the same thing, but they're doing it in a more methodical way to try to get to their answer. Synchronicity, they definitely feel the bond. They know what they are opening themselves up to universally, but also in a love connection. Fairy spotting. It's time to go fairy spotting. It's said that seeing is believing, but in fact the opposite is true. Believing is seeing. So again, it's sort of turning those time-worn phrases in the reverse and allowing yourself to see both sides and decide which place you would rather be in. Transformation. This fairy tells you to surrender to a transformation in your life that's happening for your highest good. Embrace your transformation. The best is yet to come. People can be resistant to change, and I almost feel like this is sort of a gentle, forceful fairy who's basically saying, we want you to make those choices. We want you to be happy with it, but it's happening. Something is going to happen. So, it just depends on how engaged you want to be, how much effort you want to make to be actually in control of that change. If you have your sights on a new situation that you would love, there's a different kind of energy that you put into, moving house or changing jobs or changing the church that you go to, or any number of things, changing the school that your children are going into. There's a different energy that you put into those things that you manifest in your life than what you would do if you're trying to draw love in. And so it's basically get in sync, do that thing that you're supposed to do when you manifest. Act like you already have it. Act like you're already there and say, how do I feel now that I'm there? And that's going to help you make the decision. Do I really want to be there? Do I really want to know the people that I'd have to be friends with in that situation, or that I'd have to work with if I change? Am I open to that? Am I sort of in a place of wanting that kind of upheaval? And certainly you're being told that that's a good thing to do, but again, you could choose this situation over that situation, this job over that other one, this neighborhood over this other neighborhood. It's this feeling of getting in sync with what those changes would be that will help you make the choice. But the fairies are saying it is changing. It's just how much do you want to be engaged. Motivation. When spring approaches, the flower fairies urge you to spring into action. If there's something you've been merely thinking about doing, they say get busy and do it again. That's that effort energy. And then guardian angel. You are not alone. So the masculine energy is very supported here. It's, kind of this, I'm not going to say tough love, but it's this gently prodding love of spirit that is supporting the masculine energy to take the energy that is necessary in order to proceed into this new situation. Okay, let's see what is guiding the feminine in November. The eucalyptus tree, love revealed. The arms of love draw closer to you, and ambition you love grows into what is visible and tangible. The cherry tree, vulnerability. Every spring is a new beginning, bearing a multitude of budding possibilities. Banshee. Heed my warning, dear child, for what I hold is far from unsung lullabies. Swallow a nail and you can expect bleeding from within. Giving birth. I am bringing forth new and dynamic energy into the world. Happy ending. Nothing wrong with that. Life energy. The happy fairy of sunshine brings lots of life-giving energy. She reminds you to shine your light and to reveal anything in the shadows that needs to be healed. I think that goes with this vulnerability and this, even this banshee, where it's like you have to dig deep and clear out that energy. Just make sure that nothing else is sort of keeping you held back. Broken arrow. Embrace the energy of peace. Can't really see that. Okay, and I forgot to start with these ones, but the energy that the feminine energy is meant to be clearing in November is spouse, Egypt, and release your ex. So if you, spouse could just be something that you've made a commitment to, so maybe that's not as literal. For some people it may be very literal, where you've got to clear out whatever remains of the negative energy. Embrace the energy of peace. Renew your life energy. Reveal, release, give birth to, or freedom to see something new come, and go for your happy ending. This doesn't necessarily mean that your happy ending is right there. It means you're choosing a happy ending, and by choosing a happy ending, it may mean ending other things. The Egypt past life energy, again, doesn't necessarily mean that you were from Egypt, worked on the pyramids, or was the pharaoh, or maybe you were the the marketplace person, whatever. I mean, it could mean that if that resonates for you in that way, then that's always fun when that happens. But it could also mean this sense of permanence, a sense of maybe it's time to sort of bury the old life, mummify it, stick it in a triangle or a pyramid, and let it let it savor for millennia, and let somebody else dig up that stuff some other time. But I think this is telling you that it's just time to sort of put that stuff away and open yourself up to new beginnings, making yourself vulnerable. Okay, so let's see what's in the connection energy. All right, and I'll start with these. I'll start with these cards that I. So, energy that the connection needs to work on in the month of November is orphan. So again, I'm going to go back to these chains. These are sovereign people who are currently separated from each other. Atlantis. Now these are dolphins, but it's reminding me of the seahorse here, that going deep, that sort of magical place underwater where you may be able to find some special answers. And then we've got the arts here. We've got a little bit of a piano and and a guitar here. So music could be important, but I think basically it's to work through feeling separate. Go, let yourself feel that way and be uplifted. Find things, music, different experiences that lift you up and out of that orphan mentality, and let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. So, it's interesting because in the charms and the dice, we got this feeling of being lighter and having support and, being more in control and having power. But in the connection space, it feels like the masculine and feminine energy, are definitely doing their thing, but they can't forget that there is a connection space. Like, don't separate yourself and work on yourself so much that you forget that. Like, so for example, while the masculine energy is trying to make a decision about new love, it's like, don't forget like what the prize is. Don't forget that it's going to bring you closer and make you see magical, feel, you know, deeply emotional, magical things. And it's going to put you in a place where just the people that you surround yourself with are going to be more meaningful going forward when you make this choice. So yes, it's okay to be in your own head making decisions, masculine, but don't forget that what you're doing it for, and that if you choose something, you may inadvertently cut yourself off from this connection, which I don't think you want. For the feminine who's got the release your ex, again, as you're making those choices and you're cutting things out, don't get so focused on that you're actually denying the connection, walking away from it so far that you are not allowing it to heal as part of this as part of the journey that you're on. The oak tree, strength. Strength grows through time, bringing the reward of honestly living up to your great expectations. The veil. It's quite possible your eyes have become the fog in which you dwell, a half-swallowed glimpse of all that you truly are or can be, that the tears you bleed are ready for the storms to turn the skies inward. Revealing radiance. My light illuminates the world. Rebirth. Inspiration. Be prepared, as you'll soon receive a visit from the fairy of inspiration. Come dusk or dawn, she can call at any time. Stargazing. When you gaze at the stars, you give yourself fairy focus. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. And lastly, Spirit Fox. Trust your talents in changing times. So again, the spirit of transformation, transition, going from one to the other, new things coming in, being strong, but not forgetting, not allowing yourself to forget this connection in the process of you trying to put other pieces together and get things done. It's just a reminder for why are you doing that? Because that is remembering why you are pushing yourself and forcing yourself to make these changes is it's the thing that's going to help you actually make those changes. Okay, so let's go ahead now and get the tarot. So we're going to these are going to support I'm going to move the charms over so we've got a little space. These are going to represent the feminine energy, the masculine energy, and the connection energy. Okay. What energy has the masculine recently transmuted? What energy has cleared on the masculine side? That's the Fool in reverse. What energy is supporting the masculine now? What is the energy that's currently supporting the masculine energy? The Hierophant in reverse. see, that could be choosing away from a commitment, wanting something new, but not allowing yourself to go. It was in reverse. So that decision's been made, and now they're in the decision of getting out of a previous commitment. No matter, that could be anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be a marriage or relationship, but you know how that goes. Energy that's going to come in to support the masculine energy. Energy that's going to come in to support the masculine. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's on the floor. Let me get it. The Magician. Very good. Let's see. And action that's likely to be taken by the masculine based on these energies. Action that's likely to be taken by the masculine based on these energies. Temperance and the moon in reverse. Okay, and on the, oh boy, look at this. We've got the Devil in reverse at the bottom of the deck for the masculine. So, wanting to make a new start, taking that leap of faith, this is sort of getting stuck and not doing that. That is the energy that's cleared, not the admitting that's not the energy that I want to be in. Getting real with understanding what commitments or situations that are sort of defining this person right now, and turning that on its head is where they are. The energy that's coming in to support that is the Magician. So that can go a couple of different ways. I mean, they may, again, it almost feels like sometimes I look at the Magician as sort of being the shell game. I mean, just the way they have all their little bits and pieces on a table in front of them, like they're maybe trying to, it's that sleight of hand thing, right? So the energy that's coming in to support them is maybe that feeling of having those choices, knowing how to use their skills at trying to decide which of the choices they want to make, but then maybe doing it in a way that is not as obvious. And so the action that's likely to be taken is to find balance, to come up with a, to weigh those options and to clarify what they had been keeping at an illusion. And again, the energy that they're trying to overturn is this Devil energy, where they are sort of stuck in a situation that they don't want to be in. So I think that's a pretty good place for them to, I think they've got some good goals there. So let's see what the energies are supporting the feminine in November. Feminine energy support for November. What energy has the feminine recently cleared? The Fool. Same dang thing in reverse. She's tired of not taking that leap too. What energy is supporting the feminine today? What is the energy currently supporting the feminine in November? Okay, that's the Moon in reverse. He got that too. So she's overturning this feeling of heartbreak. Let's keep going. Energy that's coming in to support the feminine. Energy coming in to support the feminine. See, they're both taking control in the ways that they know how. Okay, and here comes the Empress. That's coming in for her. So she's going to get way on top of her game after this. She's I just heard in like Flint. I don't remember what that necessarily means. I think there's a movie called that, but it's like she's got it made. She knows exactly, like she gets into it. I just heard them say she thinks she knows. She doesn't know everything. So, but she's going to feel like she does, and that's good enough for now. She's going to feel like she's on top of everything, like she's the Empress when she gets through this. And that's good enough for now, because that's going to keep her riding high and doing what needs to be done. So action that the feminine is likely to take as a result of these energies. Okay, and we just got the Queen of Pentacles. She kind of came out sideways, but I don't really do sideways. So she's going to stay in there. So this may be her kind of notching down a little bit from that Empress energy, but she's still a very, very stable and dependable and solid queen. And then on the bottom of the deck is the Knave of Pentacles, so the Knight of Pentacles. He is in reverse, so he's the slow guy, the slow knight who's, kind of creeping up on things. That's in reverse now, because this Empress and Queen of Pentacles have come in to be like, got it. I got it. I was waiting for Mr. Slow. I'm turning that on its head. That is, I'm tired of waiting for new stuff. I'm flipping that over. That decision's made. I'm tired of having the moon hide things and I'm going to deal with my heartbreak. It's going to put me into this, Empress energy. I'm going to notch it down a smidge, because I know that I don't actually have to, fast track myself to the Empress. Full speed ahead kind of energy. I don't need to be quite that hard on myself. The Empress is a lot to live up to, and it's not sustainable, I don't know. Okay. I just heard somebody say, speak for yourself. But for most real people, it's not sustainable on a daily basis for the long haul to be the Empress at all times, because we are human. And so notching it down, there's no shame in that at all. And again, the Queen of Pentacles, boy, all the queens are great, but she's a tough cookie, and she knows exactly what she's dealing with, and she's fine dealing with all of that stuff on her own. So she's doing great. Okay, in the connection space, what energy have the masculine and feminine recently cleared? Okay, the King of Swords in reverse. Boy, he's a taskmaster, isn't it? Look at how he's like, but he's in reverse. Energy that's supporting the connection today. I feel like he's the one who's saying, you've been working on yourself and not that you've been, sort of ignoring the connection for a while. That you're supposed to be remembering that connection. What energy is supporting? What energy is currently supporting the connection? The Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So there's, again, it's this feeling of there's a new something here, but if you want this to be upright, like it's here. If you want, but you've got to acknowledge it. So it's kind of like, like, okay, you're right, I've been ignoring it. So now what are you going to do? Well, I'm not really going to do that much, but other than acknowledge that I know that I've been ignoring it. So what energy is going to come in to support the connection? What energy is going to come in to support the connection? energy is going to come in to support the connection. Woo! The Queen of Wands, baby. She's going to take the bull by the horns. Oh, yes, she is. She's taking the bull by the horns. She's going to get things going. She's going to, come in and get fire under their butts. Oh, these even look like the horn. All right. Okay. And what action is likely to be taken in the connection? 6 of Cups in reverse. So here they are thinking about each other, but they're not really taking action. And then okay. So we've got the 5 of Pentacles at the bottom. That sort of feeling cast out. So this is the denial of the connection. This is the king saying, you know what you got to do. You can't forget the connection. This is them saying, now they're saying, you're right. I don't want to focus so much on myself as I'm making my choices that I forget the connection. So the Queen of Wands comes in to say, get off your ass. Sorry. And, but the action that's likely to be taken is they'll go into this reminiscing mode, still not really taking any action, but at least they've put themselves back in this reminiscing mode, but it's causing them to feel like, wow, I have really drifted a little bit too far away from this connection in my energy patterns, and I kind of need to get back into that. So I have a couple more cards I want to draw from the Lover's Oracle, and then we'll get Fairy Godmother to cap it off. So what message is needed to be known for the connection, please? I love these cards, but oh my gosh, they're so hard to shuffle. Okay. Message for the connection. Okay, we got 2. So bear with me a second while I put these down. You may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there is always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. My beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united. For love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. So again, remember your connection, and remember that making choices in your life is natural, and it may hurt sometimes. But it's really only going to bring you closer to the thing that you're supposed to have. The situation that you're supposed to go into. Okay, and Fairy Godmother, would you like to put your rubber stamp on this, please? Okay, victimhood. Sorry, I knocked that again. Hushaby tears, I'll sing you your song of fears and of sorrow, the story so long. Misery calls, invites victim in, self-belief crushed, no room here to win. It's no longer welcome, so show at the door the battle is over, for you're now the victor. There, dry your tears, no need to be sad. In fact, no need to be down in the dumps at all. For as I wave my magic wand, your eyes will be open to what an amazing life you could and do actually have. I realize that a few situations have not turned out the way you'd have liked, but for too long now I have watched you cry a river. Sweet one, do you not realize that you are dwelling on what has been? Stand up, shake yourself off, and reinvent your life. No more poor me. What you expect in life will indeed show up. Unfortunately, you are placed in a place of expecting the worst, and you are now playing the role, very well I may add, of the victim. You presume now that nothing will work out the way you hoped for, you expect others to take a dim view of you, are highly sensitive to what you deem as being victimized. Need I go on? I certainly could, because all these tears are for nothing but getting you attention and pity, and it does work. However, do you really want to spend your life in a state of feeling wretched, isolated, and feeling sorry for yourself? I could even suggest that deep down you enjoy the attention. Sorry, but it's time for tough love. So pick yourself up and take some responsibility for your actions. Make steps to break out of the victim's mentality and look at the lessons that could be learned. Work on eliminating feelings of frustration to the expectation that someone is obliged to satisfy you. You will find by doing so that the victimized paranoid feelings that inevitably always rise will soon dissolve, and ultimately freedom will beckon as you fuel your weary mind with the positive expectations and peace it craves. Good luck, everyone.